Good morning, this is Jim, 5714 Collector, bringing you another video on Sunday morning. Happy Sunday to everybody. I wanted to take a few minutes this morning and show some different cards besides Nolan Ryan this morning. I'm going to show some Frank Robinson cards and also an autographed baseball that I got from Frank. And I also got a card back through the mail, an autograph I'll show at the end of the video. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to do that. Hope everybody's having a great day. And I just start off with my Frank Robinson autographed baseball that I got. I probably have had this 30 years or so. Got this at outside of a used car dealership in Baltimore. Frank was signing that afternoon, and my daughters and I went up and got his autograph. This is the official Bobby Brown baseball. So that's my Frank Robinson autographed baseball. So that's pretty cool. And of course, Frank Robinson was one of the all-time great players. Everybody knows his stats. I was looking it up this morning to see what his WAR was. His WAR was 107.2. Of course, he's a two-time MVP, the first one ever to do it in the American League and the National League. And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani did it last year in 2024 when he won his third MVP and his first in the National League. Also, Frank was obviously, he was a 14-time All-Star. He won MVP honors in the World Series, the All-Star game, and the regular season. He's a Gold Glove winner. He's the first African-American Major League Baseball manager. So obviously, he was a trailblazer in his own right. When he retired, he was fourth on the all-time home run list with 586. Also had 2,943 base hits. So he had what we call an all-around great baseball career. Also, worked in the front office. He was Orioles manager, the Indians manager, of course, first. Managed the Giants. So well-rounded, great player, a great human being, a great manager. And I'll take a few minutes. I want to show off some of the cards in my collection. This is the one my friend David gifted me, the 58 All-Star, which is a beautiful card. I've shown this before, just recently, but I thought, you know what, we'll show it again this morning. And love that card, love that picture. And I'm trying to show these in a little bit of order. I don't have all of them graded, but here's a 1961 Frank Robinson with the Reds. Of course, he had a great 10-year career with Cincinnati before he got traded to the Orioles in December of 1965. One of the all-time, we'll call it lopsided trades maybe, because the Orioles, of course, with Frank and Brooks and Boog Powell, McNally, and all those guys went on to win a couple of World Series titles, 4 pennants and 2 World Series titles in the 6 years that Frank was with them. Here's a cool card, the Reds Heavy Artillery. That's pretty cool. And it's got Vada Pinson, Frank, of course, and Gus Bell. So that's pretty awesome. I think I got the price on the back, so I apologize for that. I've never taken it out of the holder that I bought it in, but that's a beautiful card. So that's pretty awesome. So try not to go out of order here. Here's the 1964 Frank Robinson. I think if I remember right, I was in Louisville, Kentucky, and I picked up this card at a card show I went to on a Saturday morning. So that's pretty cool. That's a beautiful card, too. Frank took some awesome pictures. Here's the 1965. So that's pretty cool, too. Love that card. And I did get to see Frank in person back in 1971. I went to an Orioles game or two. I showed the ticket from one of the games from May 6th that I went to. So I've been able to see Frank. Of course, I've seen him manage, of course, numerous times when he was with the Orioles and all that. So trying not to go out of order. So here's the 1966 Frank without his hat on with the Orioles. Still has the Reds uniform on. But that trade happened, I think, if I remember right, December 9th, 1965. And that's pretty cool. So MVP season, that's pretty awesome. Here's his 1967. This is a pretty card, too. Those 67s are really sharp. Centering's off, but still, it's a Frank Robinson card. And I love that. That's awesome. Here's his 1968 Topps. And the 68 Topps set is underrated. I think it's kind of a cool card. And I had to look real quick. He's number 500. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. Orioles finished second in 1968 to the Tigers, who went on to win the World Series in 7 games over the Cardinals. And, of course, Gibson in that World Series, everybody knows, set the all-time strikeout mark in Game 1 when he struck out 17 Tigers, which broke Koufax's record of 15. So here's the Topps game card. Frank got a triple. That's pretty cool. So there's the back of that. And here's the 69 Frank Robinson. Now, of course, the Orioles that year won 109 games and lost to the Mets in 5 games. And what do you call it? The Miracle Mets. And all that. This still has the price tag on it, too. But that's a pretty cool card. The Orioles in 1969, 1970, and 1971, if I remember right, won 317 games and won 1 World Series when they beat the Reds in 1970 in 5 games. Of course, they lost to the Pirates in 1971 in a 7-game series. Clemente had a great series. A little trivia for you guys. In Game 6, the Orioles won in the bottom half of the 9th, I think. It was the 9th or the 10th inning. Brooks Robinson hit a sacrifice fly, and Frank Robinson scored the game-winning run in Game 6. I have a ticket that I bought at Chantilly from that series. I'll have to show that sometime also. So here's the 1970 Topps, and that's a beautiful card. And that's a high number, too. That's number 700 and all that. So, and just show that. I love this card. I picked this up in Chantilly. Picked it up raw and then had it graded. And that's in pretty good centering, too. It's not bad. It's off left to right, but it's not a bad centering zone. So that's a beautiful card, too. That's pretty awesome. I think that was taken by seeing in the background the facade of Yankee Stadium. So that was taken up in New York. So that's pretty cool. Here's his All-Star card. That's pretty cool. This one has a price tag on the back, too. So I've never taken it out of the holder and put it in a new holder. So I'm going to have to reholder some of these. So there's the back. It says I got it for $1. No, that's pretty. Hey, you can get Frank Robinson for $1. And I probably have had this for a long time, too. So, but I think that's kind of cool. So here's his 1971, that's beautiful. That's just an awesome card. That is number 640. So another high number, semi-high number. So that's a spring training Florida shot. Look at that. Got the trees in the background. That's pretty awesome. Here's one from the World Series Game 3. Frank Robinson shows muscle. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just thought that would. And I love the backs of these because you get the box score, the line score, I'll call it. And that's pretty cool. So, yeah, sometimes you have one of your favorite players listed. So pretty neat stuff there. And I have the regular 72 Topps card. It's in one of my boxes buried down in there. And I should have gotten it out, but I just figured, well, I do have the 72 regular Topps. Here's the traded. That's pretty cool. I love these. I just think these things are awesome. Frank sometimes doesn't get a lot of love. And his cards to me are undervalued. I'm going to go to Chantilly here beginning of April, and I'm going to be looking for some graded SGC, maybe 5 or 6s, early Frank Robinson cards. And I just think that's a beautiful card. And that's number 754. So again, just want to show that one more time for you guys. And let me know in the comments which one's your favorite that I've shown. I know the 57 is going to get a lot of votes, and that 59 Topps, which is high on my list to get, is going to get a lot of votes also. So here's the 1973 with the Dodgers. And that's a cool looking card. Those action shots. And this batting pose, just so everybody knows, the Orioles in 2012 did statue giveaways. And this statue pose is out right at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. It's very similar. I've got the statue up there. And maybe I think I'll do a video one day and show those statues, but the Frank one is just like this almost. So there's the back of the 73. But that's a beautiful card. And the 73s are probably a little underrated. It's not my favorite set of the 70s. I like the 71s, the 72s, and the 75s. But the action shots on these 73 cards are just pretty amazing. Topps did a great job on those. Try not to let my cards hit the floor this morning. Here's his 74. The Angels again with California. That's pretty cool. So, Frank had some, some beautiful cards and all that. And obviously, he was in a lot of top sets, because he played from 1956 when he won Rookie of the Year up through 1976. And of course, he made the Hall of Fame in 1982 with the Great Hank Aaron. So that's cool. I got a program from that Hall of Fame induction. I'll show that too. So here's the year that he was his first year as manager. It says designated hitter, but he was also manager. That was his first year, 1975, with the Indians. So became the first African American manager. So groundbreaking. That's pretty cool. And then I have the 76. This is kind of neat because it's the 76 Indians team card, and Frank managing down here. That's pretty awesome to have that. I just think that's a cool card. There's the back, just so everybody sees that. That's pretty neat. So one thing I wanted to show, and I thought it's kind of cool, and it goes into the autograph that I'm going to show here in a minute. But here's Frank Robinson as the Rochester Red Wings manager, International League in 1978 card. So this is pretty cool. So I have this set, and just to have Frank in it is pretty cool. So there's the back of that. So yesterday in the mail, I've got my first through the mail autograph that I've sent away for. I tried to get Ben McDonald a couple years back. I sent it up to the Orioles, up to Camden Yards, and I never got the card back. I never got the autograph. So a couple of months back, I was talking about Tim Stoddard, and one of my commenters was nice enough to send me his address to my email. So I just recently wrote Tim Stoddard for an autograph, and I got it back in the mail yesterday. And one of the reasons I wanted to get Tim Stoddard was, one, he played for the Orioles. He was on the 79 Orioles when they won the American League Championship and lost to the Pirates in Game 7. Also, he was with the 83 Orioles when they won the World Series against the Phillies. So most people, maybe they know, he's the only person in history to win an NCAA basketball championship, because he played with North Carolina State when they won the championship. I think it was 74. I believe they went undefeated that year, and they beat Marquette to win it. So it was 74-75. Okay, so don't quote me, but it's one or the other. They went undefeated. They beat Maryland, of course, in the ACC championship game, 103-100 in overtime. They beat UCLA in the tournament prior to beating Marquette. So Tim Stoddard, the only player in history to win a NCAA tournament and a World Series title. And the cool thing about the whole thing, he played with the great David Thompson, all right, and Tom Burleson. So here's the autograph. I got it back through the mail, and I had his Rochester Red Wings card. I said, I'm going to send that off for an autograph. So there's the great Tim Stoddard, and I'm going to find a nice place to display this. Maybe get the auto, authenticate it. Maybe not. I just think it's an awesome card. So I just wanted to show that this morning, and I just think that's a cool card. I'm going to have to try to figure out if I want to, maybe start a new hobby and get some of these players that played for the Orioles, and maybe a couple. Who knows? I'll figure that out as I go along. But just wanted to take a minute to show this. I got the card back in roughly about 3 weeks, so that was pretty cool, Mr. Stoddard, to send me that. I just thought I would take a few minutes this morning, show something different, and I'll come back later on this week, and I believe, we're February 2nd, Babe Ruth's birthday is coming up. So Babe Ruth, born back in, depending on how you look at the records and all that, 1895 on February 6th. So I'm hoping to do a show on Babe Ruth on Friday, maybe Friday morning. I got a couple of things I want to show, talk about the Babe. I hope everybody has a great Sunday. Hope you enjoyed the show this morning, something a little different. Hope you enjoyed seeing some Frank Robinson cards and his autograph and Tim Stoddard's. Please leave a comment. Let me know your favorite card of the group. I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you later on this week. Take care. Bye-bye.